I went to the hospital, and when I arrived at the hospital, actually for the first time, I realized that I had life growing inside of me, and actually decided that I wanted to be a mom. And going through that process, basically I went to the pre-op room.
A lot of anger towards my parents for pushing me to that decision of abortion.
I had a friend with me. She was my support, I guess. And I told her that I wanted to keep my child, and she went to get a nurse. But instead of listening to the choice that I was making, that I was actually changing my mind, they just gave me sedatives and proceeded to, prepare to have the surgery.
Agreeing to an abortion is like making a business contract. Businesses do not like you trying to back out of a contract. They have bills to pay, so things can get very nasty. The courts have said a surgeon should try to stop the procedure if a patient asks.
And I remember, crying and begging the abortion doctor to stop it, but he wouldn't.
When I was in the surgery room, I actually started to come to and tried to tell him again that I changed my mind. And basically, they put the gas mask over me, and I started to move about just to try and move my head to get away so that I could actually say something. And basically, they did finally move it away.
So I too, at that moment, thought, I need to stop this. My abortion isn't happening until tomorrow morning. It was the wee hours of the morning, probably 2, 3, and I got out of bed and started looking for my clothes, but they had taken my clothes off of the ward because, or at least out of the room, because they'd had experiences, I'm sure, in the past of women changing their minds, and they didn't want that to happen.
And I was trying to think of something that I could say that was quick enough that would get them to stop, because I just didn't want to go further with the abortion. So I asked for a priest, because I saw all over the hospital that there was signs, that you have the right to ask for a clergy member or whatever. So I asked for a priest, and they just put the gas mask back over and turned it up. And
so they heavily sedated me. Basically, 2 big nurses came and planted me back in the bed, told me it was too late to change my mind, that the laminera had already been inserted and the abortion was underway. And I feel that I was forced to go through with the abortion in the morning.
There is a Supreme Court of Canada case that didn't involve an abortion. It involved a woman having a cardiac angiogram to look at the arteries in her heart, and they got into the procedure, and she changed her mind and said she didn't want to go ahead with it, and the doctors convinced her. They said, oh no, you'll be fine, and in fact she wasn't fine. She then had a stroke. And the court said that what they said was that if it had been possible to stop, then the doctor would have had to have stopped.
Just before I went out, I heard someone say that, cold feet or something like that. And then I woke up out of the abortion, and generally waking up out of anesthetic, I scream, or yell out the first thing that I'm thinking. And basically, I woke up out of the anesthetic, crying out the same thing I was crying out inside, and that was, I just want to be a mom. That was the procedure.